Hi, I'm Chris Gonzalez, Executive Director with Community Life here at Eastmark, and I'm here with Colleen Biggs, one of the resident board members on the Assembly Board. And so I just want to ask you a couple of questions as we have an election coming up right now with a couple open seats on the Assembly Board, the board that you sit on, and also on the Association Board.
Yeah.
And so for you, a year ago when you decided to run, what was it that made you want to be a part of the board?
Okay, so the number one thing that made me want to be part of the board was the difference that I can make in volunteering my time. So I was already volunteering probably 20 to 40 hours, maybe let's say a year or more to Eastmark with leadership and committees and volunteering at events. So I was already doing that. And the number one thing when I talked to someone who was already on the board was you can make a bigger difference with the time that you're volunteering by being on the board, because we're helping shape the future of Eastmark and preserve the vision of Eastmark. So that was the number one thing for me, is just really making that bigger difference. Like, I'm efficient with my time. And so I want my time to be used efficiently and for the best of the residents of Eastmark, where I live, where many of my children live, where a lot of my grandchildren live, and a lot of my really, my good friends live here. So it's very important to me.
And when you're elected to be on the board, you're elected to be the voice of the community, a representative from the community. How have you seen that play out?
So I ran on the principle of with the people, for the people. I still stand in that today. I have not wavered, and I literally said in my video, so I will just say, if you're looking to volunteer, please be transparent about who you are and what you stand for, because I said to everyone, this is what I stand for, and if that's not good for you, don't vote for me. I really wanted people to know who I was. So standing with the people, for the people, I have encouraged everyone to come to the board meetings. Like, there's messages we can leave or things we can say, but when you show up to a board meeting, you really make a difference. And I will tell you, this last year, everyone who showed, the board meetings are getting really big. We ran out of room. We ran out of chairs. Everyone had a voice, and we made changes to things that we were going to push through and agree upon. And we said, hey, pause, wait a minute. We're listening to the voices of Eastmark today, and the voices of Eastmark are saying that's not what we want. We want you to challenge that. And we said, hey, we're going to challenge that. And then when we came back with the decision, Eastmark residents felt like their voice was heard. And we were appreciative of that. We're not here to make these decisions and say it is going to be this way. We want all of the residents of Eastmark to help us form that opinion and make that decision.
What would you say to a fellow resident who's on the board about running for a role?
Yeah, if you're first of all, never be on a fence, because it's the most uncomfortable place to be. So make a decision, either run or don't run. But I would say reach out to other residents that are board members and ask them, specifically, what do you love about being on the board? Why are you on the board? Would you do it again? I think that's the most important thing. I would do it again. I specifically made sure that I gave up time in my calendar year to be able to be here, because I do travel a lot, but I wanted to give back to my community. So if you are someone who really wants to give back to your community and you're here for that purpose, I would say run. There really is no reason for you not to. If you have ulterior motives for that, do not run.
That's
what I would say.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for your time, and thanks for your service on the board.
Thank you so much.